Hello, everyone. My guest today is Javon, and her work, it really runs deep. Her father, to her mind, groomed her, touched her sexually as a little girl, and it just runs so deep. And I invite you, if you're going to sit in this, to get still, open your mind, breathe, and let's do the work. Hello, dears. Hello, what's going on? What's going on? Did you hear me say what's going on? Oh, get out of the past. You don't have to get out of the past. You were never there in the first place. Just notice. Notice. Those of you new to the work today, what we do here in this community is we identify what we're thinking and believing. We identify the cause of all of our suffering, discontent, sadness, nervousness, depression. We identify the thoughts we're thinking. We move them from our head to paper, and they're stabilized. When I move it from here, like, oh, he doesn't care about me. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? He doesn't care about me. I notice that. Oh my gosh. And I move it from my head to paper, and there it is, that thought. You ever want to stop your head? Ever want to stop the ego? I move it from my head to paper. It's manageable. It's manageable. Like that's. So then I question it. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? And I anchor in that time and place that the ego offered up just to see what's true and what isn't. I believed it then. For sure, believe it now. I'm gonna sit in it just to see if it's true. See if I was right. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? So I'm anchored there. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at his expression. I can almost just hear his words. I can see him just spewing out that anger. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? Now it's up to me to sit in that, to get still in that and meditate in that and be open to, could I be wrong? Is it possible I'm wrong? He doesn't care about me. And then I move what I see, what I come to understand, and I just write down a simple yes or no. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? I have set in the situation, because it's going to keep reappearing, potentially all the way to your deathbed. So what is, let's just sit with something that powerful. Doesn't care about me. So I just meditate in that until I look at him, I look at his attitude. What I'm silently is experiencing is, could he be that passionate if he didn't care about me? And I just noticed that observation and continue to sit in. He doesn't care about me in that situation. He doesn't care about me. Is it true? So I'm looking for just the experience of a yes or a no. If I don't see a no, I'm still a yes. So the answer is yes, and I move on to the next question. Okay, there are 3 questions, really 4. I split the first one up to give you a little more time, and is it true? Okay, and so that's what we do here as a community. And those of you new to the work, when I turn that around, I don't care about him when I finally get there. And then, in that situation, I don't care about him. Is it true? And I open my mind and heart and take a good look at myself in that situation and continue on. Judge your person, write it down, ask more questions, turn it around or not. It's a practice in stillness. Giovanni, you have a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet?
Yes, I do.
So, hi, sweetie pie. What did you write? What did you write for number one?
But I'm disappointed in my dad because he made me anxious about having other men around my daughters.
Okay. So, what is a situation where he made you anxious about having men around your daughters? Is that it? Your
Yes. Well, the way that he treated me. So like he isn't my biological father. He and my mother were just together since I was like one. And um he would groom me, like he would um like wake me up grabbing my butt, and like he sexualized me. He made comments that made me feel like I would like he lusted after me. He one time when I was around 13, like I woke up and I don't have he wasn't touching me when I woke up, but my nipples was hard and it was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and he was standing over me like breathing heavy. And I was like, what do you want? And he was like, I just wanted to see that rash. That was because I had this rash like all down my chest. I would break out that way. And he was like, I just want to see that rash. And I was like, I said no. And he walked away. Um, but the next morning when I woke up, he was like, do you remember what happened last night? And I've already done some of this
Yes,
because I
honey.
know that when he said that, it brought me back to when, because I was molested when I was younger, when I was like 6, by another guy who I didn't really know that well.
Yeah.
And the next day that I saw him, he said the same thing to me. Do you remember what happened last night? And I just, I am fearful of having my daughters around really almost anybody but me. Um, I struggled for a long time with my husband, even like changing my daughter's diapers and everything. I find it hard to trust that other people won't um, sexualize, touch, or even go further and rape or harm my children. I
Yeah,
struggle with.
and rightfully so. But boy, you've survived a lot. Okay, honey, let's see. Let's just take a closer look into the cause of your suffering, into your fear for your daughters, like any good mother. What is the situation where your dad is around your daughters?
So he's not around them very frequently anymore at all because I haven't been able to tolerate that. He, w- I,
You go back to the situation where your dad was there and your daughters were there, and
yes,
and-
um, I am, I'm watching their every move. I'm watching how close they get to him in proximity. I watch everything that he says to them. I'm watching their reactions to his tone.
how you react when you believe the thought he's going to hurt them. What,
Okay.
unless you can do better with it, because you said he made me anxious about having men around my daughters. Let's just go with what you said. I don't want to move your words. It's important.
Um,
Be there in what you just described.
that
In
anxiety. I mean,
situation.
my shoulders are tensed up. Um, I mean, I clench everything. Like I have a very physical reaction where, I feel like all of the muscles of my legs get rigid, all my
Oh,
pelvic floor muscles get rigid. I am,
okay. So all of that you're sharing with us.
yeah,
Okay. Close your eyes. Be there with your dad. Your daughters are there in that situation. Now notice the images of the past that were in your mind's eye in that situation where you were there with your daughters and your dad.
mhm,
Notice the images of the past. Notice the images. You've described them, some of them to us vividly. You see yourself waking up and you see your dad there. You see those things you shared with us. And you see that past when you're with your dad and your daughters all these years later. Now, who would you be without those images in your head? Be there now with your daughters and your dad without the thought, he made me anxious about having men around my daughters. Look at him and take all those images, drop them. It doesn't mean they didn't happen. We're not looking at denial here. We're looking at what's going on in your head.
yeah,
Look at him without the thought, he made me anxious about men around my daughters, and drop those images of the past and look at your dad. Look at him with your daughters. You're there. Maybe your mom's there. Look at it
yeah.
and see your dad. What is he saying? What is he doing? Is he helpful? Is he quiet? Is he silent? Who would you be without the thought, he made me anxious about having men around my daughters? Without those memories in your head, look at him.
He's smiling. He's loving. Um, he's enjoying life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you are one brave soul to sit in this. He made me anxious about having men around my daughters. Turned around. Made me.
I made me anxious about having men around my daughters.
Yeah. Now notice, is it the images in your head that is making you anxious, or your dad?
Yeah, it's definitely the images.
Okay, so just be with me. In that situation, your daughters are in no harm. And it doesn't mean that you will ever leave them vulnerable in his presence. Leave them alone, vulnerable in his presence. You don't have to do that. And you can be free,
Right. I don't have to do that. I don't know.
because there's the dad in your head and there's the dad there in that situation, and he's living a good life.
Yeah.
That's your dad. From 1 year old, that's your dad.
Yeah.
He made me anxious about having men around my daughters. My ego, those images of the past and future where he's going to do the same to him.
Mm-hmm.
That internal ego at work. What is the cause of your suffering? Your dad in that situation, your dad, or what you're thinking and believing, those images. Past, future.
No, it's definitely those images.
And what is the cause of your fear? Is it your dad, or is it your those images of past, future at work?
Me. It's me. And I've done this worksheet multiple times and I just I couldn't get there.
Yeah, well, you're there now.
I am.
Yeah. I have a word for that: sanity. Knowing the difference between imagination and reality. And notice where do you do your best work? You know, when you're empowered. You make the best decisions there.
Yes.
Freedom.
Yeah. Freedom. Yes.
Now, notice in that situation where you're having the thought, he made me anxious about having men around my daughters. Notice how you treat your dad in that situation when you're believing the thought, and the ego has it has locked you in.
And I thought about this a little bit too. Like it's almost like I don't want him to have joy. Like I don't want him to be happy
Yeah.
because
You should pay the price. It's not fair. I'm in prison and he's having this really good life.
yep, he's trying to move on.
Yeah.
Like he's always acted like nothing has ever happened
And you,
because
and you have no idea what is running in his head.
that's true.
You
That's true.
be like guilt. That guilt could you have no idea.
That's true.
And you continue to clear this up. You can be free enough to walk up and say, Dad, I care about you. And when you were touching me as a little girl, it hurt me. And I wondered why you did that. I don't know. I would take out that last thing because I don't want to feed you with questions. As much as I'm there with you, I don't know your questions. But this worksheet from 1 to 6, it'll show you those living turnarounds. He made me anxious about having men around my daughters. Notice how you treat your daughters in that situation when they want to be with this happy guy, grandpa, and you're believing the thought, he made me anxious about men, him being around my daughters. Notice how you treat your daughters. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's happy. They're attracted to that. And do they have to be careful around you, not him?
Yeah, they got to be careful around me. They got to be careful around me too.
They're careful around your dad. Is it true?
Is that true? No.
No.
They're careful around me.
Yeah. Grandpa's looking good over there in comparison.
Yeah.
It's just not fair. You have to pay the price. The ego screams. And notice how you treat him when you believe the thought. There are those little things where we just have to let them know that they didn't get away with it. In our demeanor, notice how you react when you believe the thought. Honey, I'm offering up a lot here. You're someone that can take in a lot. Let's look at number 2.
Okay. I want my dad to admit what he did, to feel it was wrong, and to never touch another little girl that way.
Okay. So you want him to admit what he did, be there in that situation. He's this happy-go-lucky guy, and then there's your daughters being very careful not to upset mom, not to get too close to grandpa, and he is happy, it's compelling. Just notice as you saw it then, be there now. You want him, that guy, to admit what he did. Is it true? Boy, that opens up a whole world, doesn't it, when you sit in it?
Yeah, no, because no.
Vast. Whoa.
Well, because, yeah, I mean, why? I don't even know what it would do. I don't, like, what would I feel? And, like all these, I
Would
never
you,
said anything to anybody. So why would what is he gonna, if he's, if he tells people, what is that gonna do? I don't know. I don't know why I would want that. I don't know why I wrote that at this point.
no, because you wanted someone to know in your life.
Yeah.
You've been so alone in this thing.
Yeah. And I told my sister, and she was just like, no, like that never happened. You had to remember that wrong.
Yeah.
And so,
And you don't know what happened to her. You have no idea.
I don't.
No. Maybe not. But that's hers. If we look at it like property, that is her property. So you look to your own. You want him to admit what he did to you. Notice how that has affected your life. Notice how you treat him when you believe the thought, and your mom and your daughters. Notice how you react when you think the thought, I want him to admit what he did to me, and he doesn't.
So I had actually had a conversation with him where where I recounted the way that he had made me feel when I was younger. This was like 4 years ago.
Did it have to
And
do with molestation or just?
no, it was molestation and the grooming, the way that he would touch me, waking me up for like a kiss before work and stuff like that. I told him. And to me, he looked like he dissociated. He looked like he wasn't there anymore. Like his eyes glazed over. And when I was done expressing the way I felt, he was just like, wow, like how did that make you feel? Like the way he was talking to me was as if I was talking about someone else, like not about interactions between him and I. And I was so weirded out by it that I just stopped talking to him. And in that moment, like I just felt like that was too hurtful for him to accept that he had done it or to talk about it, you know? And I felt bad for him because I felt like I wonder what happened to him that he would do that he would look to me for that type of interaction, because I don't know what to call it, affection or lust or whatever. I don't know what it was that he was feeling. But I wonder what had happened to him that he would do that and then not be able to even have a conversation about it afterward, you know?
So you want him to admit what he did to you. That takes, is it true, to a whole other thing. And how did you react when you had the thought, I want him to admit to what he did to me, and he couldn't, wouldn't, we don't know.
Yeah, I felt a letdown because I thought that we would finally be able to have a conversation about what had happened and that there would be some sort of apology or resolution.
It tells me a lot as I listen to you about your relationship with him, that he is someone that you could have this discussion with. You felt that safe with him, or
Yeah,
you thought enough of him that about who he is that you could bring it up and ask.
that's true. That's true.
I want him to admit what he did to me. So, sweetheart, this one takes courage. Let's turn it around. I want me to admit what I did to him. Now, notice that little girl, any attitude that shifted toward him, any punishment that she, like any mean tendencies to get even, and it's all protection, that.
Yeah.
The question is, and how do you treat your father? When you thought, I want him to admit what he did to me, and all these years he hasn't.
Yeah. I want me to admit what I did to him because I haven't for his 55th birthday, I ruined it. Like my reaction to him ruined it.
What you were thinking and believing, when you consider what you were thinking and believing, you had no choice. You were reacting out of all those images in your mind's eye and holding the thought, he doesn't admit it.
Yeah.
You're in a trance. So you're treating him in a way that is unlike you. That adorable little pumpkin angel prior to this. And who you are in the world.
Yeah.
People can treat me as badly as they do. But how do I treat people? That's what I'm responsible for. And when we look at what we're thinking and believing, notice in that situation, was it his birthday? Notice in that situation, in that gathering, how you treat yourself and your daughters and him, and the emotions that go with what the ego's offering up in your head.
Yeah. I never really thought of myself as this crazy.
Pretty sane. You're protecting your daughters. Even as a little girl, you sounded as sane as you could be with this giant man over your bed, and you waking up and experiencing that. And before you go to sleep at night, wondering again and waking up, was it here? And I forgot. I don't remember. Sweetie, that's quite a life's path.
Yeah.
I want him to admit what he did to me turned around. I want me to admit what I did to him.
I want me to admit what I did to him.
Mm. And you can start just, in that situation at the birthday party. I want me to admit what I did to him.
Yeah.
I withheld my daughters. I don't know that that's true, but in your own words. You gave him the look. Did you give him the look?
Yeah. Well, it was just simple. It was the way that he had like grabbed me. He had like touched me. Like he like grabbed me like by my side, and he just got real close to me and was talking in my ear. I just had this reaction that was just like, just please don't ever touch me like that again. Like I just can't, I couldn't take it. And I didn't say anything then. I reacted, but I didn't say anything. And then I called him later and just went off and was like, I can't even talk to you until I do therapy. And I never did therapy. But
okay, so let's
yeah.
So you want him to, honey, I could, boy. So let's live this turnaround in that situation when he wanted to hug you at the birthday party. So be there now.
Mm-hmm.
I want me to admit to him what he did to me. So now, with no malice, no, just be there in that situation where he wants to put his arms around you and it's just, you're just burning. Okay, so now you're in a safe place. You're not there now, you are here now, but go back and live this turnaround with him. I want me to admit to him what he did to me. So lovingly, accurately, say what you need to say. Give you what you want. In other words, ask him, ask for what you want. Admit to him what he did to you. That's your want. So look into his eyes, look into his face, and do it silently. Just live the turnaround. Are you okay? Is he listening?
Let me go. I believe he would.
Yeah. And see, how do you react when you believe the thought? You go on the phone and you hurt you with how you spoke to him, with the way you spoke to him. He hurt you. And we don't know how he came out of it. That's his. But I love that you see you can do the same thing without the violence.
Yep.
I love these living turnarounds. They're a practice run. And it's more than practice. You can see. Yeah, he would listen. You think he would. That's who he is. That's who he is. You've got a great amount of faith in him.
Yeah.
He's been in your life since you were 1 year old. That's your dad.
Yeah. I just can't. I keep thinking in my head, like, I just wish he didn't do that.
So tell him. And let's empower that little 6-year-old. Go back. I want me to admit what he did to me and what you just said.
I want me to admit what he did to me.
Because he's asking you, do you remember anything from last night?
And I said no.
Okay, so now let the little girl ponder. He asked a question. She has the power, just live the turnaround. Little 6-year-old. I want you, Dad, to admit what you did to me last night. I want you to know to never touch a little girl that way again. I want you to feel that it's wrong. These are all your words. I'm reading your words from your worksheet from my iPad. In the experience with the 6-year-old, was he able to hear you?
With my dad, I was 13. When I was 6, it was another guy.
Okay. So 13.
So with him.
When would the other guy have heard you?
I don't know.
Anyway,
it's a whole nother bag.
That's a whole other worksheet. Let's stay with the dad. Okay.
So, but my dad, I think he would have listened. I think he would have heard me.
You know, it's a privilege to sit here as you meet your father, you meet your dad.
Yeah.
Nothing you haven't known inside of you. What we're thinking and believing just overpowers wisdom. It's the ego's job. The ego's job is to rule. I need me to feel that he was wrong
Mm.
and never touch never touch him in the way I did on the phone. Because you have another way.
No, I feel like that's definitely more true.
Yeah. Anything less than that is denial. That
Yeah.
doesn't work in life.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I didn't realize these were all turnarounds, but
Oh, they're
I
so
think that's like a
powerful.
wow.
Oh, in these living turnarounds, you know, we questioned what we wrote, and when we get to the turnarounds, it's a living, breathing, be there now experience when we have actually filled in the worksheet
Mm-hmm.
out of an experience. And you've done enough of that here. But let's look at 3. In that situation, at the birthday party, what advice, to get what you want from him, what advice would you offer him?
I said that he shouldn't, groom me, touch or sexualize little girls. He shouldn't lust after them.
Is that true?
I don't get to say who he should.
We have no control over another person's thoughts and emotions. It's enough to deal with our own. And we try to change them and change them and change them, and we leave one human being out, and it's us. It's ourselves. He shouldn't groom me. He shouldn't groom you. Is it true?
No.
Because we're talking about him.
Yeah.
Another father, yes. Another dad, yes. But not this one.
Yeah.
And notice how you react when you think the thought, he shouldn't groom me, and you're at the birthday party with your daughters. Look at the images you see. He's gonna of the future, how he might groom them and corner them, and look at how the mind works, the ego works.
Yeah.
The fear in you it creates. Emotional. He shouldn't groom me. He should groom me. Where does your where do your thoughts go with that one as we muse in it, meditate in it, get still in it? He should groom me. Prior to like 4 years ago when you talked to him.
I mean, I still that I'm stuck on. I
You,
in,
you, you still
not in
Try this on. You still love him. There's nothing you can do about it. He's your dad, and all of these thoughts don't, it's like he should groom me. It's in your head. You're at the birthday party, and I don't know where your mind goes with this. I'm sitting in my own. He should groom. Little girls at 13 years old don't have a language to stop a dad. And at 13, the little girl's scared it's going to cost her something. She fears, how will he react?
Yeah.
If I bring this up. You shouldn't groom me. Look at the horror that the ego offers up when you think the thought.
Yeah.
You shouldn't groom me, touch or sexualize little girls. Turned around, I shouldn't.
I shouldn't groom me. I shouldn't touch or sexualize little girls.
Yeah. And you're the little girl the ego sexualizes when you believe this thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is, notice how you treat your dad when you think these thoughts. He shouldn't groom me, touch, or sexualize little girls. And those images are in your head. There's no way he's going to have a straight up relationship, just a grandfather granddaughter relationship with them that he gave to you. They're not going to get from him what you got from him, apart from all of the night terrors and experience. And our time together, my head says you really do your best in that department not to upset them or make it so clear or so the least obvious as possible and still fearful.
Yeah.
I also see you as writing a whole other worksheet on this and just a whole other worksheet. This is not done until it's done. Let's look at 4. In that situation, at the birthday party, what do you need from him? What do you need him to think, say, feel, or do? What do you need to be happy? What do you need from him so you can be happy?
What I wrote was that I needed for him to take ownership in the role he played in the abuse that I experienced as a child.
So if he did that, would that make you happy?
No.
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 Just the ego just gets to be right.
Yeah.
And then we're left with yuck.
It still happened. It's not like it doesn't change what happened.
Exactly. So to be happy, you need him to take ownership in the role he played in my childhood abuse. How do you react when you believe the thought? Look at your life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And notice what that does to your relationship with your dad at the birthday party.
Hmm.
And with your daughters and with your family. Notice how what your personality is like, your body language, your time with your family in that situation.
Yeah.
You are not a lot of fun for you to be with, being imagined, egoically imagined. Let's turn it around. How would you turn it around? I need to be happy. I need him to take ownership in the role he played in my childhood abuse.
I need to take ownership in the role I've played in my own. Is self-abuse a thing?
Well, it's, this is a meditative process. I need to be happy. I need me to take ownership in the role I played in my childhood abuse. Did you tell your mother? Did you? Did you?
Right. No. No. I didn't tell anybody. Yeah. I acted like it never happened. I did my best anyway.
Yes, you did, honey. Yes, you did. Yes, you have.
Huh. Yeah.
Now, compassion for that little precious. Just all that in you. Alone. Mm. I'm going all kinds of places here. I need me to take ownership in the role I played in my childhood abuse. I was thinking of your daughters, and I need me to take ownership in the role he played in my childhood abuse. Because your daughters are your concern. And that's what you've been doing, but in a lot of pain that goes with it, or a lot of conflict. So I just don't know what that would look like. I did see, but it was my own personality, and I don't know how that would meet with yours, but I saw me with my daughters saying, just free, alone with them, just free, say, we're going to grandpa's. And when I was little, he did really funny things with me. And if you notice anything like that, don't hesitate to tell me. I'm your mother. But your own language, your own, because it's obvious you love and care about him. And it's obvious he's got a problem that he's so full of terror, regret, whatever it is, for all we know, he can't even relate to what you're saying, or that's how it appears.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from grandpa. His hands go everywhere. And if they ever do, if you're ever uncomfortable, tell me right away. It wouldn't even be like that. Only you know. Only you know. I'm going to leave this with you. To be happy, I don't need him to take ownership in the role he played in my childhood. I need to take ownership of that.
Yep. I'm also thinking about it like I need to take ownership over how it's affecting my life right now. Like how I'm allowing it to continue to affect my life.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because it wouldn't be just him. It's an attitude toward men that look a certain way or have a certain kind of thing going on, because this is going to affect who your daughters bring home until you get this squared away.
Like there are some times where my husband does something that reminds me of my dad and I feel disgusting. Like I feel like how could you want someone who acts like him when
Yeah. So he says or does something, and then your ego does a story around that, and it
100%.
lives with you until you identify it and question it.
Yep.
Just
100%.
business.
Yep. 100%.
Because I can't save my daughters if I can't save myself. And unfinished business, we had divorces, we cost them their fathers, and there are other ways to stay or leave. Wisdom. Yeah. Doesn't have to cost us anything. When we do the right thing, we gain. The ego is going to do whatever it can to keep the right thing from showing up. You know, the right thing meaning aware.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, father work and husband work, father husband work, and the least little thing deserves a whole worksheet. It's just it's important. My mind just went, it's important because until we do, how do we react and believe the thought? You know, we see these images, we're tranced. In that trance, we're emotional, and that's where drugs, alcohol, compulsive overeating, lack of sleep, poor choices. The ego is just these worksheets. You sitting in you, all of you, is the medicine you're looking for. And only you can answer these questions because it's your life.
Yeah.
Okay, honey, let's look at 5.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, you.
And I've heard you do this. Like I read your book. I listened to it too on Audible, and so I should have known that this was coming, but it's still hitting different. That I have to read this, just because I know what the turnaround is going to be. So I put that he is slimy, damaged, broken, a user, not considerate, and I'm not sure. Oh, a violator.
Oh, honey, this is so good. This is so good.
A predator. That's what I put. A violator, a predator.
Mm-hmm. So let's look at the birthday party. Look at him. He's damaged. Is it true? And look at him at 4 years ago when you were telling him he's damaged. Is it true?
He's damaged. Is it true?
No.
Maybe. I just keep thinking, I know I am.
When we
Or
consider what we're thinking and believing in situations like this, we're damaged and we know how to clear it up.
Yep.
So he's broken. Is it true? Let's keep him at the birthday party because this is deep work when you take him into the other area. I mean, it's always deep work wherever you are, but he's broken. Is it true?
I don't think so. I don't think he was broken.
He's a user. Is it true?
No.
This is funny. I keep going to the 13-year-old and I keep going to the mother with the 2 daughters at the birthday party. Not considerate. Is it true? Look at you growing up. He molests you, and he's not just one thing. It's that's a certain percentage of your life, and the ego just that becomes a world when the ego takes it on. You know that those.
It takes like the 0.025% of all the interactions that I had with him.
Yeah.
And it ruins everything else, like the whole.
And notice how you treat him when at the party when you think the thought he's slimy, damaged, broken, a user, not considerate, a violator, predator. Notice how you treat your daughters, him. Notice how you are. And I'll leave this with you. So now turn it around. Thoughts about him are.
My thoughts about him are slimy, damaged, broken. My thoughts about him are user, sure. Not considerate. They definitely violate me. And they are predatory. For sure. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He's damaged. What is the opposite of damaged?
No. Undamaged.
My thoughts about him are damaged.
Mm-hmm.
The opposite of damaged is, let's say,
Whole.
and what was your word again?
Whole or unblemished.
Okay. Damaged. User friendly.
Okay.
Okay. He's damaged. He's user friendly. He's damaged. He's not damaged. Let's try that one. He's not damaged. So at the birthday party and growing up, you wrote not considerate. That's easier to work with when we look at, in the interest of time together.
Yeah.
He's not considerate. He is considerate.
He's considerate.
So start at your earliest memory, even 13, all the way through and the party. He's considerate.
I can see that. That's true too.
Okay, so specifically, where was he considerate with you growing up?
I mean, he was for sure more thoughtful and more curious about what was going on in my life than even my mother was. He would actually allow us to explore. He wanted us to have like fun childhoods, He wanted to make sure that we got different experiences. It's easier for me to think about how he was considerate for other people because I don't ever think about how considerate he was for me.
Well, put a motive on it. He's only nice to me, so I won't tell my mom.
Right. Why is this so difficult? I can think about all the things he did for other people, and I cannot. Wow.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good right here. Oh, this is so good. Okay. But I know that he was. So let me.
Okay, he was considerate.
He was considerate. He would make meals on Sundays. He did that for years straight and invite us over, as adults with our family. As an adult, he allowed me to come back and rent an apartment from him for like dirt cheap.
Wow. I have one that really helped me when I was doing this work. He's considerate when he wasn't touching me.
Right? For sure. Yeah. For sure. When he just stopped grooming me, period, because I don't have any thoughts. I don't remember anything happening after that. It was almost as if he did that and maybe even like I could picture him just thinking like that was too far or something. I don't know. He never did it again. I never felt like that ever since.
That was considerate.
That was considerate. For sure. I mean, when I said no, he went back to his room. That was considerate.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something, if you ever have a talk with your daughters at all, or whatever that might be. Just say one thing about him. If you're ever uncomfortable around him, what I found is if you just say no, he'll just stop. Or my experience is grandpa will just stop. These worksheets give us a whole way of being with our children because they definitely know something's up with you.
Yeah, for sure. Wow. Yeah.
So that makes sense. He's broken, turn around, he's fixed. He never did it again. When you said no, that was done.
That's true.
He's a user, turned around, he's not a user. When you said no, he stopped using you for
right. Yep, you sure did. I don't know. Yeah, he stopped using me. That is absolutely right.
Yeah. A violator and a predator, and when I said no, it stopped. Except it didn't stop in you. He stopped, and your ego just lived it over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Be very gentle with yourself. And one way of doing that is to notice anytime the ego offers your dad up and you don't respect the fact that he stopped when you said no. You just needed some clear direction. No idea. We have no idea his experience growing up as a little pumpkin, innocent little boy.
Sure.
Okay, let's look at 6.
Okay. What is it about this person and situation? Okay. I don't ever want to feel victimized by him.
I'm willing to.
I'm willing to feel victimized by him.
Yeah. When you're being overprotective around your daughters rather than just mindful. There's a difference between mindful and it taking over your birthday party, a family gathering. I'm willing to, I look forward to.
I'm willing to feel victimized by him again.
Mm-hmm.
I do it to myself all the time.
Yeah.
Nothing
we can do to stop the ego, but we can understand the ego, which is what we've been doing sitting here together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm willing, I look forward to feel victimized by him.
It's just one more worksheet. That's what number 6.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just do another worksheet. Yeah.
Waking up to the difference between reality and imagination. Oh, honey, I just hope you have the best life. I love you found the work, and I'm speaking to all of you that have found where all the answers are within you. Just remember our Javon today and our teacher today. Wow, honey, you are one amazingly courageous woman. That kind of courage just moves me. You know, I was when I was like 3 years old, maybe, this man took me into a bathroom. He got me alone, and short story, he got me alone, and he took me into this really dark bathroom. And I can still remember how he smelled. And some of you may relate to this. I don't know what happened. I was in a blackout until the door opened. I was in the dark with him, and the door opened, and I walked out, and I could see to my left the sun shining, and there was this bright, and it was a screen door, and I just walked to it, opened the door, and walked away. And the terror of being stopped between that door and that screen door, and then the freedom of being free of it. And to this day, I have no remembrance of what happened in that bathroom. None. And here's why I bring it up. What the work has shown me is until I have a memory of what happened, nothing happened. In my world, not in his world or someone else's world or anyone I tell the story to, but in my world, if I don't remember it, it didn't happen. And when that came up for me at first, I was horrified, horrified, until I did a worksheet and I discovered that it's a blank. So there are times when the ego is so horrific that the ego stops because it cannot project a future, and if it cannot support. If there's no past, it can't project a future. Gosh, I wish I weren't so clumsy as I share this. Okay, I'll try again. There's a beautiful thing about the mind. When it cannot project, it's as though it stops. And it's all okay. No matter what happens, it's all okay. When the ego it just cannot tell the future and it's imminent, it can't. So no story, no world. And for me, that is a state of grace. That leaves him to deal with it, whatever.
Mm.
He has his, I have mine. And I just love passing on that state of grace that if things ever get really rough for you, it's the story we believe behind it that is the cause of our suffering. And for me, filling in these worksheets, I had to get really honest, and that's how I'm able to even share this with you.
Thank you. I don't have a memory of most of this thing. Like at some point with when I was 6 with the first guy who had molested me, like I lost that memory. And I was trying to figure out how it might have impacted, what I thought about and the thoughts that I have about my dad and about men in general. And so I had even thought about trying to do some sort of like recovery of that memory or something, if that's even possible, so that I could like work through it. But
yeah,
I love that you said that if it's not there, then that's great.
It's like I always felt that when I'm ready for it, the ego will offer it up. Ready or not is how the ego works. But by some grace, so far so good. And I'm very, very open. That's where that I'm willing to, I look forward to comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I love about amnesia? Amnesia. And then the terror hits. I'm supposed to remember. I need to know what happened. Those are all up for, and is it true? Honey, so good to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And you. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time at homewithbk.com. Let's do the work.